Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Lapis Re. That's right, our anime about magic school idol adventures is coming to an end, which is quite sad, really, because this has been one of the more enjoyable shows of the season. I actually haven't watched that many shows this season, honestly, but still, out of the small handful that I've watched, this is, one of my favorites. So it's always sad to see those kind of shows come to an end. But I think what we left off on is we have a bit of a crisis, and we're gonna go and everyone's gonna like do their orchestras and they're singing and dancing and save the world. Basically, I think that's really what it boils down to. So yeah, and also everyone will realize that our main lights group is amazing and should never have been kicked out to begin with. I think there'll also be some realizations of that. So yeah, let's just get into the episode and see how this goes. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, play. I probably should look at the new season chart soon and decide what I'm gonna watch. Probably should have done that a couple weeks ago, honestly. And by the way, I do have headphones now, so that's nice. Not as comfortable as my last ones, though. Bum, 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 bum. Well, there's a circle. Well, a circle at least. Just right through the wall. Uh oh. I would love to see that, actually. That's where you truly shine, in the midst of battle, striking poses. Oh, we just cast the glasses away, now you know she means business. That was a great little scene. Oh. Oh, wow. I'm not sure they were, but I like them. An eclipse. Specificity ornament. Okay. It'll be fine, don't worry. Everyone's all dressed up, it's great to see. That's all we ask. I am ready. My body is ready. So we're really gonna have like our big old simultaneous orchestra. That is a magnificent bounce. Turn the volume up real quick. I could go for some candy right now. Gotta get your candy. Cute is the best flavor. And meanwhile, battling. Oh, wow, that was cool. But more importantly, idols. I'm actually kind of getting chills. It's such an action-packed episode. And teamwork and everything. And here we go. Like cat poses. And here we go, back to this. And my god, she can fight. Oh, watch out for that. And here we go, folklore. This episode's everything I wanted so far, and it's great. Oh, here we go. It's their turn. I have missed you guys, you don't even know. Mm-hmm. It just... Anyway, battle. Oof. Oh, trust me, I'm already rising. I mean, just look at those thighs, really. That says it all. I mean, I like half read the lyrics in the other performance, but I can't even really do it much here. Well, maybe we need lights to come. Maybe they'll make the difference. Oh, there we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Everyone's just so happy to see them. We've missed them a lot. And here we go. This is how you make an entrance. The lights have always been good, has always been good at that. A star, a literal star. Yes, they are. It definitely is. What was that movement? So do we have enough mana now? We got fireworks, that's promising. Okay, I guess that's enough. Pull harder. You have literally one job. Let's fire that mana. No kidding. Good job holding them off. Whew, and just like that, we saved the day. That's what I call team efforts. Not all heroes wear capes and all that. I'm glad we were able to recover the glasses. Whew. Okay, so can we watch the first half of the episode again now? I assume we're halfway done. Well, about. I'm sure. Right for the hug. We found each other. It's great. They did kind of take the juicy part, didn't they? Showing up at the last minute to get that final burst, you know? There's no time for rest. I see some clinging over here, and I approve. How tragic. And here they come. Boy, do I enjoy watching them walk. So, our one-on-one. Wow, an actual apology. Yeah, it's all good. No hard feelings. I felt something. You mean the tiara that she's named after? Oh. As expected of lights. Hopefully not. Don't joke about that. Oh no! Oh geez, those eyes. Are you okay? I didn't take that seriously until I saw those eyes, and that concerned me. Do you know what just happened to Tiara? Can you fix it? Okay. Just superhero landed. There she is. She's just so short. You want another autograph for the handshake? Settle down. Yeah, more importantly, can we focus? Not quite sure what's happening. Is somebody going to appear and talk to you in this weird space? Is that Candy? Yeah, where exactly are we? I mean, I assume we're inside the tiara mentally, but doesn't explain a lot, even assuming that. Yeah, don't touch anything. Okay, I'm more confused now. Just memories, I guess. Does the tiara contain memories? Is it like an extension of our brain? I don't know what's happening. Why there's pylons everywhere? And I guess they're individual memories. Yeah, you're just mad because I was winning. Is that who that was? Yeah, so it just... I guess I more or less guessed correctly. I just had no idea it had this functionality. Are there earbuds on the tiara? That's not tiara. uh, uh, yeah, so I just thought I'd crawl into bed with you. It's all good. Jeez. Wow, was not messing around there. Was randomly hopping through memories. Always the best poses. Man, in that outfit, she looks so much like that one girl from Gochiusa. Oh. That doesn't look fine. And that would mean not being able to sing, so that would be unacceptable. Okay, they're not earbuds. Wow. Her in the bed, her sister looking at her, and then her looking at her sister looking at her. It's almost like a mirror kind of thing. Like infinite mirrors. It's when you cough up blood, you're really not Daijobu. That's just basic rule. Yeah, and from her perspective, she never saw the blood. Oh, that hurts. I'm pretty sure we saw that memory in a different episode, just from Tiara's limited perspective. Which is a damn shame considering her voice actress. Really? Oh. Oh, wow, okay. That actually had a use in this show. Well, damn. That's an interesting twist. Uh, at least we now know. There we go. Finally, we got the hug. even though it's in kind of a sad context, but oh. Can you do that? as we figured out in a previous episode. Gotta at least try. She does have her friends after all. Camera, action. Oh. We're here too. Please don't forget about us. Knew she was gonna say rock in there. Yeah. I could never forget about you two. You're two of the clingiest girl pairs in this show. Naturally. Just wait for us in season 2. The best friends. Gonna sing? While the credits roll. I swear she's just permanently glued to it's Emily, whatever her name was. As silly as it sounds, I kind of get the names of the two purple-haired girls mixed up in my head. Uh, the way it ended almost sounds like they're teasing for season 2, but because we ended off with like a goal essentially. Wonder if we'll get anything out of the credits. Well, I'm sure you already know, but yeah, folklore, right? Lights. Okay, there's something. Our special spot. That's probably it. Okay. That was the 12th and final episode of Lapis Relights. And I'm probably going to do the discussion without the headphones on, because like I said, they're not as comfortable as my last one, so I'd like to minimize how much I wear them, if at all possible. So, this episode, I thought it was a pretty good final episode. It pretty much met my expectations in a lot of ways, because the last episode was really building up to this idea that we have multiple orchestras all singing about the same time, different spots, all trying to build up that mana so we could get the field to protect ourselves from monsters, right? So we got that, and I think they really brought their A game with that. Like, the performances all looked really great, you know? Especially, I mean, the best thing about it was getting to see performances we haven't seen in a while. Like, for example, US group, Supernova, was it called, I think? But yeah, their group, I think we saw, like, in episode 1 or 2, really early on. So getting to see them again is great, because, you know, I like the group a lot. Their outfits are great, they're just great. Not really a better way to put it. So, you know, getting to see them is always enjoyable, especially because they really come across as pretty experienced and skilled. And then we have our, I don't remember the name of the group, you know, the three sister group, in the Yamato, that group. I always love their performances because it's always just so beautiful, you know, very Japanese themed, you know, all very colorful, and always enjoy their performances as a result, you know. And we had Sugar Pockets, Sadistic Candy, like we had all these great groups just coming together, and we just showed one, then we bounced over to the other one, and bounced over to the other one, and then we, throughout that, kind of showed the combat where we got to see our director, you know, just doing her best. And there were some pretty cool fighting scenes from that. Like, that didn't get a lot of screen time, but some of the moves we saw her do was just 10 out of 10, great to watch, for sure. And, you know, that kind of combination of, you know, singing on one front to build up the mana, and then the other front of, like, more of a literal battle to hold things off long enough until you can get that mana generated and get the shields back up and all that. Just, I thought that was a really cool little overall situation, you know, where everyone's doing their part. It wasn't all strictly combat focused or singing focused, you know, because there were two aspects of the show. Because this show, one of its appeals is kind of like the multiple nature of it, you know, that it has so many kind of factors, components, you know, like we have magic, we have singing, we have, you know, battling. I guess battling and magic kind of goes together in a way, but, you know, my point is, like, yeah, there are different aspects of the show, and seeing them all kind of come together for our finale, it's good to see, you know. I think it's a bit more compelling than if it was, like, just singing, for example. So, yeah, just, I was really into it, watching all the performances. I mean, for the singing, I think usually has the subtitles up top, so I didn't actually show down there, so, you know, sorry about that. But it was kind of too late, but by the time I realized that would be an issue, because there was a lot of singing, you know, so it's probably a big point of time where there was just no text down there. But ideally, you have your own copy synced up to my reaction, so I hope not too many people just rely solely on that. But yeah, just as you know, as you would expect, at the last minute we had our lights group show up to top off the keg. What would you call it? You know, the last bit of mana, right? Lights showed up to get that generated, which you could call that predictable. You know, it was, but still, it was satisfying to watch. For sure, you know, they all show up with their great entrance. They're all flying around and singing, and everyone's like, yay, lights are back, we've missed you. How could you leave us? We're so glad to have you back. You know, we had all that stuff. So, you know, it was good. It was good to have them back. And then we finished up generating enough mana. I think it was like 150% or so. And then just whoosh, we saved the day, and everyone that was fighting could actually take a nice rest. And she got her glasses back, and everything just sort of worked out. Right? And then the second half was a bit more focused on, like, Tiara herself, because apparently that little tiara thing she wears is pretty important. Like, it's a family heirloom that contains memories and stuff of ancestors and all that, and we got to see her kind of going from memory to memory, some mother memories, some sister memories, and there's some interesting stuff there, and it's also some pretty sad stuff there, because the one memory that I'm pretty sure we saw in a previous episode, you know, Tiara just being all sick, laying in bed, having her sister singing for her, which was really nice moments, but it really strongly contextualizes that once we see it from more Elisa's perspective, where she's, like, you know, coughing up blood and doing her best to sing, even though she's, like, losing her voice and all that. And, you know, now future Tiara in her ghosty form now sees her sister pushing herself like this for her sake, and it hurts and she feels guilty. And yeah, that really was quite a strong scene, for sure. Some of the screaming we got from Tiara, just, man, that just pierces through you, for sure. And just seeing Eliza's coughing up blood in general is not exactly pleasant. But we did get to see some of the, you know, Ray was our group, I think. Anyway, we got to see some of them in the flashbacks too, and they all look great in their outfits as well. Yeah, the girl in the green. This is just more. She looked a lot like that one girl from Gochiusa. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but the girl with like the tuning names for the food and stuff. It was like another establishment, not the main one. You know. She had weird names for food. I wish I could remember her name. I love that show. I don't know why I suck at names so much, but it's just one of the mysteries of the world, really. But man, she looks like her. But yeah, just one of the biggest revelations of the episode was definitely the sister thing. The issue with her voice, and the fact that she's actually using that one speaker thingy that was introduced in the show way back in the day, and never was all that relevant until, now. She uses that to speak as a substitute, and this is all kind of connected to why she was so cold to Tiara, and we finally got everything on the table with this final scene here, and we're able to hug, and it was nice, although it's also quite sad because of everything that we learned here. But Tiara, she's not going to give up. She's going to try to help her wonderful Nate-chan, her new Arya and all that, different Arya. And with the power of her friendship and the bonds she's created, she'll do her best to do that, So, it's all great to see. And just, yeah, Amelia and Garnet they are a very unique combo in this show. Because, Garnet wasn't this is a bit of a completely different direction, but anyway, Garnet was not a part of the show initially. She showed up during the whole horror episode, the haunted house exploration. So I didn't think she would really have that much of a role to play in the show. But, that episode, Amelia met her, and apparently it was love at first sight, because man, have those two been together throughout most of this show. Like, I don't think any two girls have felt like a pair, like a combo, like, if you see one, of course you'll see the other quite the same way they do. So that's quite something. Because in this episode, I'm pretty sure any screen time either of them had, they were glued together. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's just kind of a surprise just how much they went into that. Just because, man, she just snuggles in there a lot, which is wonderful to see. And I think that's everything I had to say on the episode itself. It was great. So let's just talk about this show overall, the show in general. I really enjoyed this show. It had a lot of fun aspects to it. Magical Academy shows I always like, especially, with a female-dominant cast. And this show really delivered on a lot of fronts, The outfits are great. Obviously, in idol groups, you want to have very unique, beautiful, eye-catching sort of outfits. And in a show with, like, multiple idol groups, all of which are pretty important and, recurring, you want them to stand out from each other while all looking pretty great. And I think this show does that pretty well, We have, like, Supernova's outfits, which are... I don't know how to describe it. I can't describe clothing, but, it's more of like, it's like short, shows off that midriff. It's very, I can't think of a good word to describe it, but it's obviously very different than more of like the poofy, frilly kind of outfits that some of the other groups wear. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. They are very different. But Supernova, especially Yue, just rocks those outfits. And, of course, we have the more Japanese kimono kind of stuff with, why can't I remember that group's name? The three-sister Japanesey one. Their outfits are great, and Sadistic Candy look great, and they all just look great, because I have a great vocabulary, apparently. So, getting to see all those outfits, one of the best things about this show. And, obviously, also the magic, magic, it was an important aspect of the show, right? Obviously, we use magic to defend against magical beasts, Like, in that sense, it was pretty important. And the uses of magic was pretty interesting, especially in the camping episode, because we got to see how that helped with the camping. I think we even had some weird thing where, like, the tree, like, became their tent or something. But, yeah, I don't remember specifics, but I do remember thinking there were some good uses of magic in that episode when I watched it initially. And, of course, we had, like, those flying saucers, which were great, and... I can't think of too many usages of magic off the top of my head, but, the show definitely felt like a magical show, so I feel like I got the point across with that. It really was odd, though, just how long it took for our main group to become idols, Because I went into this, I already knew it had an idol aspect to it, so the fact that our main group didn't really pursue the idol thing until, like, episode 7-ish, was very interesting for sure, especially because, like, in idol anime, usually your main group becomes an idol group very quickly, or at least, gathers members and stuff. I mean, I guess we technically already had the members before we, went for the idol thing. It was just like, hey, we already have members. We're at a school with idols. Let's just become an idol group ourselves. That's how their progression went. But we saw so many other idol groups and stuff before they even entertained the idea of becoming idols themselves. So that was certainly an interesting aspect of the show for sure. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it caused more build up to it, in a way. So I guess it may have made the payoff of them eventually becoming like an idol unit a bit better. But I don't know, just a very weird decision, honestly. I still haven't quite come to a consensus of how I feel about that. But we got to see other groups, so it really wasn't like a super negative or anything like that. So it wasn't like we were waiting here for any kind of idol stuff. They gave us idol stuff, it just wasn't with our main group. But yeah, the show, one of the best things about it, of course, is the comedy, the comedic timing. Just they did an excellent job of that. One of the standouts of that concept was, of course, the dodgeball episode. There's a lot of great stuff there. One of my favorite episodes of the show in general. Yeah, for sure. There are a lot of great moments. Like the two that were like swapped places. Because I think the rules of the battle of the game. They could only, each person could only use like one spell. I think that was a thing. And there's in the two twins, they like was to swap places, and she's one girl's about to get hit by the ball, then wishes away, and the other girl goes in their place and gets hit. And then somebody asks like, was there even a point to that? Like, what was there a point to that? Was that beneficial at all? And she just like didn't answer. She like looked away or something. Like that was a really standout scene. But yeah, there was a lot of great little moments in that episode for sure. But yeah, also the infiltration of the castle when they were trying to reunite with Tiara. There's some good stuff there, for sure. And yeah, just comedic timing was something the show did very well, for sure. And it's the show obviously has a very big cast. It's one of those kind of shows, where you're never gonna remember all the names. I mean, I'm a pretty good example of that. But great cast of characters. I mean, there's nobody really disliked, and there was lots of girls that I definitely was like happy when they were on screen. And especially when we have like a sisterly trio, that I always enjoy sisterly dynamics. So the episode where we had focus on that was quite nice because of that whole thing. And the show definitely had its fair share of like interesting twists and reveals and stuff, especially with like Angelica, the fact that she was like part of the Eliza's group. That was a pretty cool reveal. Our director also being a member of the group, and a Chuni as well. Obviously the reveals we got in this episode. So yeah, just there's a lot of good stuff in this show. Really, I felt like every episode did a pretty good job of making me glad I watched it. Very interesting group names and stuff. But I don't think I have too much more to say on the show than that. The show tried to do a lot. Like, it was very ambitious, and I feel like it succeeded in a lot of things it tried to do. And I'm definitely gonna miss it now that it's over. That season 2 would be nice to get. I really would like that season 2. People that made the show, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you want to make that, I certainly wouldn't complain. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I guess I just gotta say goodbye to the show now, and just hope for the future of it. Really, So hopefully you enjoyed this journey with me, and hopefully if you did, you watch other shows, other videos that I make. So yeah, if that's the case, I'll see you then in whichever one that ends up being. So bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.